Africa, the cradle of humanity, is a continent overflowing with natural wealth. From the gold mines of Ghana to the diamond fields of South Africa, from the oil wells of Nigeria to the cobalt reserves of the Congo, these resources could have made Africa the richest land on Earth. But the reality tells a different story. The scene opens with beautiful landscapes, shimmering diamond mines, lush rainforests, and golden sands in Ghana. The camera pans to workers in mines and oil fields, portraying the continent's abundant resources. For centuries, outsiders have sought Africa's treasures. From colonial conquest to multinational corporations today, this wealth has often left the continent, not to enrich it, but to fuel global economies. The scene depicts historical moments, colonial ships loading gold, ivory, and enslaved people, transitioning to modern times with foreign-owned companies extracting resources. Under colonial rule, Africa's resources were controlled to serve the ambitions of empires. Local communities were left with empty promises, exploitation, and loss. A village elder narrates how colonialists forced families off their land, followed by images of lush lands stripped for plantations and mines. The wave of independence that swept across Africa in the mid-20th century brought hope. But the legacy of colonialism was a debt that weighed heavily on newly formed nations. The scene depicts joyful independence celebrations contrasted with leaders negotiating unfavorable trade deals with foreign nations. Sadly, resources often became a curse. From Angola to Sierra Leone, conflict erupted as groups fought for control over diamonds, gold, and oil. Images of civil wars flash across the screen, men with weapons, villages burned, and resources being smuggled out of war zones. In the modern era, the scramble continues. Multinational corporations, foreign governments, and local elites profit from Africa's resources, while many communities live in poverty. The scene shows booming cities with skyscrapers owned by foreign corporations, followed by rural areas struggling to access clean water and electricity. But Africa is not silent. Activists, leaders, and communities are demanding change, transparency, and a fair share of their own resources. The scene captures protests against foreign exploitation, African entrepreneurs innovating, and policymakers championing change. From renewable energy projects to local businesses